It's getting kind of dangerous. Feels like it's a loaded gun. And my mind is turning like a cloud of dust. My heart always wants to run. Oh, if you want a cowboy on a white horse, riding out until the sunset, if that's the kind of love you want to wait for, hold on tight, girl, I ain't there yet. No, I ain't there yet. No, I ain't there yet. White horse.
Hello, everybody. So today, it's been a while since I've done this. Today, we're going to talk about the amazing Chris Stapleton and his voice. I'm going to break some things down about his voice. But the main thing I'm going to do here, and I'm going to be trying to start implementing, is that I'm going to be talking about probably two people's voices a month like this. And then I'm going to talk a little bit about technique and things like that here. But then I'm going to actually create more lesson material and put that up on Patreon. So if you want to support me or know more about this kind of stuff, it gets kind of long and complicated and winded to keep trying to put it into one video for free on YouTube. So you could always join me over there if you want more vocal help, or if you want one-on-one help, or monthly critiques, all this different stuff I offer over there. So without further ado, you saw a clip of me singing a little bit like Chris Stapleton, whether I was completely Stapletoning it up or not, whatever. But still doing the song a little bit of justice there, hopefully. This dude's got an amazing voice. I'm not really a big country fan necessarily, even though he's blending, rock and a lot of other things. But there's no denying that this dude's got an amazing voice. I saw a clip of him singing a song about music being your friend on Sesame Street, and that was amazing. So I pulled up an a cappella version of this. YouTube will have already blocked this video anyway, and then I have to dispute it because this is a big song and everybody wants to make their money. But I pulled up an a cappella of this, a vocal only, so we can try to talk about, again, his voice and his technique. So here we go.
This love is getting kind of dangerous. Feels like it's a loaded gun.
So the first thing, I heard some of these recordings, if not a lot of his, if not all of his recordings are typically kind of done in a live setting where he's playing guitar and everything at the same time. So not even the typical thing somebody would be doing where they're like, let me get in the booth, the vocal booth, and perfect this and get every line perfect. He's just like, are we recording? Good. You can already tell how nonchalant and just naturally this is flowing out of his head. And I say that because when we have vocal distortion, a lot of times that's not something that's as easily accessible in a relaxed way. It's usually got a little bit more oomph, a little bit more support, a little bit more compression to kind of get there. Now, I will remind you, though, too, if you're somebody that's chasing this, again, we're already getting winded. If you're somebody that's chasing this rasp and stuff, most people always like to be saying things like, he's got a naturally raspy voice. I got a naturally... No, most people don't. It's an effect. You're turning on an effect. Or you would talk like this all the time, kind of like Bruce Springsteen or something, man. So he doesn't talk like that. But he is able to access, because of his biology or whatever, just that lovely grit a little bit more maybe than some other people. Or in terms of me, especially right now in my state of my voice, I might have to force that onto my voice more than maybe my voice wants. So keep that in mind. But you can hear, again, if we start right over it from the beginning, how nonchalant he's just singing this. He's not really digging into it very much. He just sounds amazing.
This love is getting kind of dangerous. Feels like it's a loaded gun.
So now another thing we're going to notice here right out of the gate is that he has a tendency, because of the country twang and things, to kind of almost have a horizontal shape here that he's holding. So it's not, feels like it's a loaded gun. It's not anything kind of vertically like this. It's starting to go towards this twang ah kind of sound. Feels like it's alone and gone. Ah. So again, if you hear him talk and you hear some people with different southern accents, you'll hear they got a little bit more of this kind of risen soft palate in the back, kind of hey, yeah. Oh man, I just saw Theo Vaughn the other day do some stand-up. And again, thinking just about that this twang type of thing. Didn't explain that too well, but let's continue. So think about that line right there. My mind. So you can hear his voice is higher than mine right there, so his is a little bit brighter, whereas mine's getting buried in compression. But if I went down, my mind, that's more naturally my voice, and you can hear I can just more naturally kind of do that in my speaking register. My mind.
It's sounding like a cloud of dust. My heart always wants to run.
So man, when we talk about placement, again, I still don't hear many vocal teachers talk about this, but we hear that he's in a very similar place, and then it goes backwards a little bit where he's getting that dirt and that rasp. But if we went, my heart always wants to run, say I was just trying to hold on to that shape, and it's a little bit overdone when I do that, but I'm trying to learn what it feels like to support and push that line and that placement to a consistent kind of place. My heart always wants to run. So my enunciation's trying to get out of the way. My heart always wants to run. And then as I understand that, say I do that for a month and I'm doing nothing but twanging it. Then I might be able to bring my enunciation back as I learn how to hold on to that pocket. My heart always wants to run. My heart always wants to run. So there I sort of have some of this kind of thing coming back in the front, where enunciation's mostly going to happen so that this can kind of do its thing in the back. Hopefully that makes a little bit of sense. But yeah, there's nothing better in terms of his voice than him going, and starting to push back into that country twang place, and then he's starting to get more and more of that distortion, which is going to happen more as we get into the chorus.
Oh, if you want a cowboy on a wild horse, riding out into the sunset, if that's the kind of look you want to wait for, hold on tight, girl, I ain't there yet. No, I ain't there yet. No, I ain't there yet.
Again, surprised when he does this live, he's always got more stank on it. But here again, I'm surprised there's a little bit of work happening. There's definitely compression and some belted kind of stuff coming through, but he's still not really working that hard. Whereas if you go back to my clip, I am putting in some damn work. The note that he's hitting, I don't know if my piano's pulled up here. The note that he's consistently hitting is above most people's bridges. So we're going between a G sharp 4 and an F sharp 4. Not easy notes to sing unless you know how to mix and you know how to do some of this stuff, but ride it out into the sunset. Now, the important thing I'll say about this, as I continue to try to say for people learning mixed voice and learning how to do this stuff, is that if you are practicing this stuff, do this here, do it a half step higher. It should not necessarily affect what you're doing. You should be able to do it a little bit lower, a little bit higher. And the term mixed means just that you're not limited or hitting a wall. You might start hitting a wall if you keep trying to put more and more grit into it, especially if your voice isn't ready for that. But you should essentially be able to keep stepping it up. Now, you're going to become more head voicey because you're going to be moving further up into your head. So again, it's not going to sound better. Eventually, it's going to start sounding worse. It's diminishing returns. But give yourself that as a test all the time, not only to make sure that you're mixing, but to kind of know what the muscles should feel like when you do this. I can give you a quick example. I haven't been singing. The other clip was done a couple days ago. So that would be a whole step higher. Riding out into the sunset, if that's the kind of love you want to wait for. So there, it's not necessarily that much harder or that much more effort. It's just that I'm further up into my head. Riding out into the sunset. but you can tell that everything's still connected. All the mechanisms are there for me to make this work. But therein lies the point. I have too many students that are just going after the exact song, the exact way that the person did it, and then struggling. And then I'm like, well, are you checking in with yourself to see if you're actually mixing? Because you shouldn't just be balls to the wall like, I can almost do it. It shouldn't be like that. And you're never going to be able to count on that live, man. This almost can do it thing. You don't want to feel like that when you're going on stage. Like, I hope this time I can do it. That sucks. You should kind of know how these things work. We'll continue a little bit further here. Again, I didn't want this video to be too long.
Maybe you can have your way right now, just not the time.
Such a great enunciation there where it was so twangy and southern. Right now, just not the time. Just not the time. We have none of that California stuff. Just not the time, you guys. We have right now, just not the time. How country can we make that? Right now, just not the time. I tell you what. We can keep pushing it back there. But notice where that lives in the mouth. Right now, just not the time. Sitting way back there. And again, I love the way it sounds. Not when I'm being ridiculous, but you know what I'm saying.
Some things.
So he's still back there. Some things
A man just got to do. I wish you could change my mind.
So there again, such a smooth, lovely transition. He's not really, again, he's just so nonchalant. I hope you can change my mind. And it just flows. And again, it's not this, I hope. It's, let's listen to it one more time just because of how fucking good he is.
I wish you could change my mind.
Almost backed off enough to have a storyteller quality. I hope you can change my mind. Just this lovely, almost like he's smiling while he's doing it. But anyway, we'll do this chorus one more time.
Whoa, if you want a cowboy on a white horse, riding out into the sunset, if that's the kind of love you want to wait for.
Now, if you don't believe me with this upper palate distortion kind of stuff being right in the back, I've explained this in plenty of videos. Take the way he said the word kind. There was more distortion on that word than probably almost any other word in this chorus that I heard so far. Kind of love, is pushing back in its furthest position, or trying to sit back there right where that soft palate is. Now, I've explained the upper palate distortion before. Like if you take a UNG, or we can use kind, like this. If you can just push that back towards an then you're going to start picking up that distortion. It's almost like there's a bumblebee, this is stupid, that's right here. And when you give that nice pharyngeal, you're just learning how to go and touch that B, and he gets pissed. So if I said, that's the kind of love, you hear me going, and going from to and trying to move it back to the twangiest place we can. I've already overstayed my welcome here. I know this was rather short, but like I said, if you want to join me on Patreon, I'm going to break this down into more of a lesson, how we can kind of go about this twang thing, how we can go about this mix thing, and then adding support into this. I needed a lot of support to get through this chorus when I was doing it, because of just trying to, distort it and add the power that he had, or at least the power he sounded like he had, because, like I said, he's not even really working that hard. But, yeah, there are a lot of elements to trying to sing like this. Now, I will remind you before I tap out here, if you're trying to do this stuff, this is an instrument. Anybody that's tried to learn an instrument knows, holy shit, this is really hard and going to take years and take a lot of time. If you're somebody that is studying this stuff and then you're watching one video and be like, I can't do it. Well, that's pretty simple. This is the equivalent of trying to do like sweep picking on guitar. You are most certainly not going to watch a couple videos and even in a month be going screely-dee-lee-dee-lee-dee. It's just not going to happen like that. Again, think of it as an instrument. You're cultivating and slowly finding ways to figure these things out, but they're going to take time. If I have any advice for you, it would be to find a path forward. I've talked about this with mixed voice a lot. You're not going to find all the paths forward at once. Lowering the layers, compressing, supporting, distortion, moving it back, holding on to it, sustaining it, crying into the sound. You're not going to hook all this stuff up at once. But if you have one version of it that can get you past your bridge or over your bridge, mine was cry. If you want a cowboy on a white horse, and it was more in my face and stuff, but I can make it sound good, and I was excited about that. So be excited about that. You found a piece that works. If it's low larynx, if you want a cowboy on a white horse, riding out, that's mixed. That's still not, and it's working. So take that and start using it. It's a new car, bro. Drive that shit. All right, I'll see you guys soon. If you have suggestions of other people's voices and songs you'd like me to break down, like I said, I'm going to be doing this probably about 2 months and then adding more lessons and things like that. So give them to me in the YouTube comment section. Okay, bye.